Alright lads, welcome back to another video. Obviously we're on that how to improve series. Obviously we have more videos like this, but first of all we're going to say the first tip, straight in, no promo. First tip is you got to play on low sensitivity. If you're looking to be precise, accurate, low sensitivity, doesn't matter if you're keyboard or mouse, doesn't matter if you're a controller, doesn't matter if you're Switch, it doesn't matter if you play with your toes, you have to have a low sensitivity. That's the first rule of business. Low sensitivity gives you more range of motion, therefore there's a bigger pool of area for you to move your hand or your thumb from, and you can be more precise because you've got more surface area. Basically, that's the nerdy part of it. But basically, low sensitivity you can be more precise, and fast sensitivity you can obviously be more fast. Well, high sensitivity you can be more fast. So what I have came to notice in my time is that sometimes you can go too low with your sensitivity. In this case, I have realized this is why this tip video is coming out. For those of you who don't know, we make tip videos over here on things that, like, basically I'm trying to grow back into the kind of more competitive field of Fortnite, and I basically want to take you guys on a journey with me. That's what this whole channel is about. But what I've noticed for me personally in the last few days is that I have been playing like a COD sensitivity, like a Call of Duty sensitivity, where it's real low for precision and stuff like that. And then I've turned out and realized that that shit is like half of Mongrel's sensitivity. I'm playing 400 DPI with a 9.1 sensitivity. He plays 800 DPI. That basically, for controller players who aren't with the shit, that means he's playing double my sensitivity. And he's known as a low sensitivity player. So I don't know what that makes me, but I decided, even though it was working well, this is what I'm playing on in the background, it's working well. Still though, I just felt as if it was too smooth, so I decided to flip shit up. So that's just a pro tip, full disclaimer, it's not really that pro of a tip, just a tip. But low sensitivity is where you should be if you're trying to get better aim. Now that doesn't mean play on low sensitivity, hit your shots, then the next day you're not hitting your shots and then swap up. You need to find it, and that rolls into the next tip. Find the sensitivity that you're comfortable with, that allows you to build, edit, move and do flicks, 180s, whatever it's got to be. Just a comfortable sensitivity for everything all around. But making sure you can be precise on it is the most important thing. Then apply good training and consistency. Full stop. That's literally, I could end the video here and that's all I need to do, but I'm going to go a bit more in depth on it. Good training basically means that you show up every day and put in everything you've got. Not everything, you don't want to burn out. Like, if you're not a top tier sweat, maybe I don't want to make this video appeal just for professional players and people that are trying to really improve. If you're a casual player just trying to put in a bit more effort and get better, all you really need to do is just play the game with the intention in your head that you're trying to improve aim. That alone is enough, because manifestation and all that shit, that works. Trust me, that works. Just think it and you can have it. It really does work, but obviously thinking it with the intention of improving your aim. So when you're aiming like me here, I had the intention of hitting him in the head. I didn't quite hit him where I wanted to and didn't kill him with one shot, but I hit him in the head. You have to be conscious of your decisions, basically. You can't do everything on autopilot. That is a big tip for life, full stop. But that will bring you consistency. Training though, not like an hour, 2 hours aim training a day. Even if you don't have aim training like Aim Lab on PC and stuff like that, you just got to hit the creative, or you got to hit box fights with your friends. That will improve aim enough. Zone Wars is the best. I've made hundreds of videos on saying Zone Wars is the shit. Zone Wars is like a bench press, man. It just hits so many muscles at once. You've got your flicks, you've got your rotations, you've got your tracking, you've got beaming people out of the air, you've got communications, you've got zones, you've got everything can be improved in Zone Wars. So honestly, another tip that I like doing is late night muscle fatigue, which is like before you go to bed or after you're getting off for the day, burn out your arm. So like just do wrist torture if you're playing keyboard, just hit like an Aim Lab wrist torture session where it's just like you burn your arm out, like 15 minutes of like intense flicks to the point where your muscle gets tense and a bit uncomfortable. You don't want to burn your hand out so you can't play the next day or you injure yourself. You just want to get it so you're just a bit uncomfortable and your arm is a bit cramped up. That's where you want it to be. Leave it overnight, it will recover, and if possible, first thing that next morning, go back and do some more, not intense flicks, but more of a slow, precise shots. Work on your precision rather than speed, and that will just be nice medium. Trust me, that's what I do. That's how I have gotten my aim so good. It might not look that good in the background. This is just some Zone War games I got late at night, before I went off. But trust me, you've seen it in the zone wars and stuff that I do play. It can be good. It can be seriously good aim. And that's because I'm at such a low sensitivity, so I don't know if that's going to be always like that now when I swap. But anyway, next thing, lower DPI on your mouse. I have another tip after this, for 2 tips after this for controller players, but for keyboard players, play on 400 DPI. Some pros play 800 DPI, but I would say between 4 and 800 DPI, because it's not just like another type of sensitivity. Your dots per inch, you can feel it being more sensitive, even if it's the same sensitivity. Like you play controller players, you might not understand this, but if you're playing 400 DPI with an 8 sensitivity, basically if you change it and flip it around, and instead of playing 800 oh man, what the fuck did I say? Just forget that. It doesn't matter, okay? Just play on the lowest DPI that you comfortably can play on. It will improve your precision a lot. Next tip, controller players, long control freaks, get those shit, pack them in. I'm not going to put any links down below though, because I don't want you to think I'm selling shit to you or anything like that, so I'm not about that kind of image right now. Right now, I say. Control freaks, get them things in. Get them on your right stick, call it a day. If you want to put a low one on your left stick for more grip, good. But right stick, get the long control freak. They do the job. They will have you satisfied. They will have your aim minted. Because, you know, I might be playing keyboard and mouse now, but when I used to play Fortnite more on a, not professional, not even semi-professional, just trying to be semi-professional. And when I was playing up in tournaments every day, scrims every night, all that kind of stuff, I played controller. And I was goated. I don't know why I swapped the keyboard, just wanted to be even better, I guess. I knew my skill ceiling was capped on controller, but that's not the case anymore in Fortnite. You see controller players every day just getting better and better. Then there's these things you can also get that will go insanely well. Loads of other YouTubers have talked about them. I'm not really with the shit, so I'm not sure what I'm talking about. But Control Freak make these rubber thumb circles, O-rings or some shit like that. It's like O-rings for a keyboard, but they go around the base of your stick on the controller, and it will soften out, and it's like a sponge circle, and it will soften out your movement and everything with your controller. You stick one of those bad boys on, call it a day. Pair that with the higher Control Freak that raises your stick up for the better range of motion. Then your aim will go from being good or being great to just unstoppably amazing. I can guarantee that with enough practice as well, getting that shit down. For me personally, instantly it worked. Like, I can't guarantee anything because, you know, that's just illegal and stuff like that, because I'm just saying what worked for me, and that shit worked for me. It works for a lot of other pro players too. If you're claw though, you will run into some problems using the long control freaks, like your thumbs and stuff will get caught. Just be aware of that. Just usually it's just on square, but if you have a scuff and stuff like that, you're perfectly fine, or you just play normal, it's perfectly fine. You can still adapt to it, you know, and you can still play claw when you have the what do you call it, control freaks, the long control freaks. You can still play claw. It just takes a bit of time to get used to it. Then just full stop, good sleep. Good sleep after doing all of that stuff I just said in a day. You're talking, you're chilling, you know, doing all that, then just chilling, getting a nice sleep, stick on some YouTube videos, go to sleep, fall asleep, enjoy the sleep, okay? Go to sleep thinking you're going to have a good sleep, wake up the next day, do it all again. Practice, grinds, scrim, knowledge, YouTube videos, sleep. Just like that, for now. But trust me, on a serious note, that stuff will work. It worked for me, so it should work for you. Then, I know it has to be said, I have to be the coach, I have to be that guy. Stretching, man. You gotta do it. It's something so minuscule, and if anything I've heard in life, okay, and if anything I've learned is worth anything, it's usually better to do 5 tedious things that don't do shit for you, when that's your just opinion, like, they don't do shit, it's not important. Like, hitting an edit course is better than studying how to edit, you know, because you think you know how to edit, but there's always improvements. Trust me, it's the 5 tedious things that you do is going to well outweigh the one thing that you think is going to make the most difference. You get me? Trust me on that one. That's words of wisdom right there, I swear to God. But yeah, do some stretches, man. Just swirl. If your keyboard and mouse controller, man, you can forget about this tip. Unless you really want to sweat and just kind of stretch that thumb out and stuff like that. But for your hand, especially keyboard, just kind of ball your hand to a fist and stretch out your fingers. Ball to a fist and then stretch out your fingers. That's what your keyboard hand, I would recommend doing that, just so you don't get cramped. and then kind of twist your wrist around from like your elbow, if that makes sense. It's just kind of like screwing with no, that just sounds messed up, man. But like, you're using a screwdriver and you're twisting kind of shit. That's what it kind of feels like. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. Get some strategies in, look at some doctors and shit. But I'm out of here. Hope this video helped. Have a great day.